two biggest losers at camp. You guys are perfect for each other. Two kids in armor flanked the entrance. The one on the left was a stocky guy with a bow and quiver on his back. The female guard was darker skinned, with curly hair sticking out the sides of her helmet. A descendant of Neptune will wash away your curse and give you peace. As it did every time she saw Frank, Hazel's heart performed a little skip-beat tap dance, which really irritated her. He wasn't exactly Prince Charming. She had always felt protective of him because of his clumsiness and his knack for getting into trouble. Besides, Frank didn't know her secret. If he knew, he wouldn't be so nice to her. But her heart wasn't with the program. It went nuts whenever Frank was around. Whenever she wanted something, he had the irrational urge to provide it. He wanted to be the old-fashioned knight riding to her rescue, which was stupid, as she was way more capable at everything than he was. I don't deserve a friend like you. You don't know what I am, what I've done. Stop that. You're great. Besides, you're not the only one with secrets. I'm not? How could he confess his secret? If he admitted how weak he was, that his whole life depended on a half-burned stick, Hazel would never see him as a hero. He'd never be her knight in armor. You need strong women in your life, his grandmother had said. You're destined to die holding that piece of firewood, watching it burn. But perhaps if you trusted someone enough to hold it for you, someone close to your heart. I think I understand your blackouts, and where you come from. You do? You seem so different from other girls I've met. The way you talk, the things that surprise you. You talk about your life like it happened a long time ago. You were born in a different time, weren't you? You came from the underworld. Hazel wanted to cry, because it was such a relief to hear someone say the truth. We'll figure it out. You're alive now. We're going to keep you that way. Frank didn't act revolted or scared. He didn't look at her as if she were a ghost or some awful undead zombie. It's okay, Hazel. My mom used to say you shouldn't try to carry a problem alone. There's something I want to tell you. He brought out an object wrapped in cloth. Phineas said your life depends on a burned stick. It's true. This is my lifeline, literally. Aren't you terrified something will happen to it? That's why I'm telling you. He held out the firewood. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you keep it for me? Frank, you know who I am. Everything I touch goes wrong. Why would you trust me? You're my best friend. I trust you more than anybody. She remembered how Frank stood up for her in Portland shouting, "She's a good person," like he was ready to take on anybody who denied it. No one had ever trusted her with something so important. But his expression was clear. He'd meant what he said. Since they'd left camp, she saw him differently. He had more courage than she'd realized. He was the one looking out for her. She had to admit that the change was kind of nice.
I'm not saying I needed a fella to solve my problems. It's just that Frank had his own curse to deal with, so he understood me. We helped each other through some dark times, talking together, learning to be happy again. He makes me feel loved, I suggested. Lavinia met my eyes and mouthed, "Adorable."
I love breakfast. I'd eat breakfast, and breakfast if I could. Though, I'm sure the food here isn't as good as Hazel's. Hazel elbowed him, but her smile was playful. Seeing them like that made Percy happy. Those two definitely needed to get together. Hazel climbed onto Hannibal's back. She charged, grinning down at her friends. "Let's go, slowpokes!" Gods of Olympus, she's beautiful, Frank thought. Hazel made a crate of jewelry explode, burying their enemies in a Niagara Falls of gold and silver. You, Hazel Levesque, are entirely freaking incredible. She wanted to kiss him right there, but they had no time.
To survive, you must lead. At the break, you must take charge.
Hazel, I can't explain, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to step up. I need to carry my own burden.
I understand. I worry.
She'd protected that firewood for him through a lot of hard battles. It was a sign of trust between them, a symbol of their relationship.
Her voice tightened. I don't want to lose him, especially after what happened to Jason. I promise you, I don't have a death wish. It's just, I can't let fear hold me back. I have to put everything on the line. Commit to the battle 100%.
Are you sure? Yeah. She tossed him the stick. You're my best friend too, Frank. I should have told you that. Do what you have to.
I'm not choosing one of your paths. I'm making my own.
Like Hazel, he took control of his destiny. If I'm going to burn, I might as well burn bright. This is for Jason.
Come on! You want to know what Frank Zhang is worth? Come on!
An elephant? Yeah, it seemed like a good idea. He couldn't read her expression. He was afraid he'd finally done something so weird that she'd never want to be around him again. Then she kissed him. You are amazing. And you make a very handsome elephant. Everyone called them the saviors of Rome, and they deserved it.
Seeing Frank and Hazel side by side, I had to smile. They looked so right together. Wise and strong and brave, the perfect praetors.
You and Hazel, you've got a lot more adventures ahead of you. You're just getting started.
I hope you guys get a chance to be happy. Besides, Zhang couldn't tie his shoes without your help. That's mean.
My sweet, sweet Frank, could you please not with the sweater wrap? What? It's impenetrable and comfortable.